All right, joining me right now, Arizona Congressman Tom O'Halleran. Good to see you. So the president speaking this morning and throwing his support behind Nancy Pelosi, even saying he's going to work really hard to make sure she has enough votes. What do you think about that?
I think whoever is going to be speaker with Democratic votes. I don't know what the president's thinking, but I do know that the caucus will come together and vote for somebody out of our caucus.
Okay, and you are one of 9 Democrats who have actually, said that you're in favor of a change. What kind of changes are you talking about?
My changes are about what the Problem Solvers Caucus is talking about, is change for the direction of Congress, reforms in Congress, so that we can address a more open Congress, a more bipartisan Congress, a Congress that every representative has a voice in, unlike what we've gone through for the last 2 years. And so what we're looking for is a commitment from whoever wants to be Speaker to be able to address those types of issues.
Do you have anyone in mind?
Well, right now we're in negotiations, so until we get through those negotiations processes, we're just not going to vote for somebody unless they're willing to reform.
And Massachusetts Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton, is weighing in on the leadership debate, and this is what he had to say about it.
The American people sent a very strong message in the election last week that we want new approaches to politics and new leaders in Washington. Just look at the incredible number of women, of veterans, of people of color who were elected. And if our party responds by reinstalling the same status quo leadership we've had since 2006, then we're failing the American people and we're letting down the Democratic Party.
And what, in your view, would make, an effective House leader if not for, Pelosi? What characteristics do you want to see in a new House leader?
Well, I want to see a House leader that's inclusive, transparent, is willing to address the regular order issue, willing to make sure that bills go through in a bipartisan way, get heard through the entire process, through committee, through the Rules Committee, and that we have enough time between the Rules Committee and something going to the floor so that we can actually address the problems that there might be in the bill, instead of what we've seen lately is sometimes my staff and I don't know what's coming to the floor until 5 minutes before it hits the floor.
Okay, and then, back to the president. While he's heaping praise on Pelosi, he wants to see her, as the next, House leader. He's also, heaping praise via Twitter on other Democrats. Stacey Abrams, who was the Democratic candidate for governor in Georgia, and Andrew Gillum, who is the Democratic candidate for governor in Florida. And he says, if anything, and you can see the tweets right there, he says, they gave it a good shot, but perhaps they have, a future in the Democratic Party. What do you suppose is behind the president doing this today?
Well, I hope what is behind it is his realization that he's going to need bipartisan support to get a working Congress and work together with us. That's what we've been striving for the last few years, is to be able to work together, to be able to find, identify the priorities of the American people and work for those priorities, whether it's in rural America or urban America, but bring America back together again.
And do you see the president sending a message that it looks like he is showing a greater willingness or eagerness even to work with Democrats, especially since Democrats are now, controlling the House?
I would rather see that message through actions instead of just words. We haven't seen that to date. And so as we get into the next year and the next Congress, hopefully the realization that there's leverage on both sides, we hopefully will work together on these issues.
All right, Congressman Tom O'Halleran, thanks so much for your time.